We are taking a live look at Charles Peak, a storm tracker in Pawhuska, Oklahoma. This area under a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 o'clock local time. You can see a lowering of the cloud base there. Watching the skies very, very closely across the plains and the Mississippi Valley today for the threat of severe thunderstorms and tornadoes. Hi, everyone. Welcome into Weather Underground. I'm Mike Best. We are watching a dangerous tornado and severe thunderstorm threat happening for us right now. The threat includes multiple states. Let's update you on the watches that we have right now, including one tornado watch down here through the Arklatex. This goes until 10 o'clock this evening. Does include areas like Shreveport and Texarkana. So a heads up on a tornado threat that goes for the next several hours. Farther west now, Dallas and Fort Worth, Abilene as well. Severe thunderstorm watch this until 9 o'clock this evening. Farther northbound on I-35, including Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Severe thunderstorm watch here. And then extending up through Emporia and just outside of Kansas City, Missouri, a watch that goes until 11 o'clock local time here. Large hail and damaging winds are a threat. Here's a look at our severe area. Extends all the way up into the Quad Cities, all the way south to Houston and down along the Gulf Coast of Louisiana. Here's a look at your specific Torcon numbers, your tornado risk within 50 miles of a location. A 5 force here in the Arklatex, a 50% chance of tornadoes. Northern Louisiana and then central Mississippi, a 5 here as well, and a 4 in southwestern Louisiana and upper coastal Texas here, so about a 40% chance of tornadoes. Let's get some details now on the current risk with Dr. Greg Forbes.
And indeed, Mike, we do have a tornado warning in northeast parts of Texas. It's a storm that around the Roansburg area of Texas had produced a tornado earlier. We're talking about right in here. We have heavy thunderstorms that have produced heavy rain and flooding in the Little Rock area. And then the Pawhuska storm is right in there. Dallas, you have Fort Worth, I should say, you have wind threat coming across. I'll take a look at some of those threats. Here is south of the Mount Pleasant area of Texas, Bowie, Cass, and Morris counties, right in just to the north of Gilmer here now, north of Pittsburgh, is a pretty strong rotating thunderstorm there. North and east of Pittsburgh, reds going westbound, greens going eastbound. And so that is heading off toward the northeast with a potential tornado there. That is coming up toward the Marietta, Texas area. For example, at 529, you see some of the other locations in between in that white box. Then jumping over to the Fort Worth area, we have a bow echo pushing its way in. Severe thunderstorm warning for Parker and Tarrant counties. That is one of the storms that are warned. Here in greens, that indicates the winds that are from the west coming against the prevailing red winds that are the warm, moist air. And so could be some gusty winds, especially in the southwest flanks of the Fort Worth metro area. Then here you saw the video out of the Pawhuska area. There is what it looks like on radar. Still a severe thunderstorm warning. Looks like in lavender there, golf ball size hail or larger for Osage and Washington counties as that comes into the areas west and north of the Bartlesville area. Up toward Topeka and Kansas City, some of these storms have weakened a little bit. In fact, they're putting out some outflow that's going westbound between now and about 10 o'clock. Mike showed you for later on tonight, but anywhere from Des Moines, Iowa, Omaha, down into maybe by late this evening into the Houston area, and maybe late this evening into northwest parts of Mississippi, we'll have some severe thunderstorms. But the biggest threat, northeast Texas, North Louisiana, South Arkansas, Torcon values of 6, still 5 for East Oklahoma, including that area where Pawhuska is located, and 4s back where we have the storms in north central parts of Texas. So, Mike, it's an active evening and probably going to get more so as some of these storms move out of northeast Texas into north Louisiana, south parts of Arkansas.
Dr. Forbes, thanks for the radar update. Let's show you what's going on right now, because there are some stringers out there. We call them our tornado trackers that are actively following the weather. This is what it looks like out there right now. It does not look very promising, does it? This is Pawhuska, Oklahoma, so you need to be inside tonight and stay inside. Might even be looking, I don't know if there's just stones there along the side of the road there. It looks like it's probably just stones. I thought that might be hail, but I don't think it is. But these storms could be producing some hail, some wind, and there is going to be a risk for the possibility of tornadoes with some of these storms this evening. So please be aware of all those risks. In addition to that, the lightning that's going to accompany these storms, as well as some flooding. So all those things are in play this evening. Just know the risk and be prepared to take shelter in a location that's safe for you, or potentially even evacuate if you have to, if flooding becomes an issue. Let's fast forward to tomorrow, okay, because tomorrow tomorrow we have another threat of severe weather, including now Chicago, Indianapolis, much of the Midwest, all the way down through the panhandle of Florida, and then over around, say, even New Orleans. Central Mississippi and Alabama, a Torcon of 5, 50% chance of tornadoes on Thursday. A 4 in Tennessee, Central Kentucky, and Southeast Missouri, a place like Nashville, you're right in the heart of that. Then Southern Illinois, Western Kentucky, and Central Indiana. Yes, that does include locations like Louisville and Indianapolis. So a 5 on your Torcon, or a 50% chance of tornadoes tomorrow. So there's a look at Indianapolis. Noon to 7 o'clock tomorrow, your key time to watch for strong storms. Birmingham, Alabama, 3 o'clock to midnight tomorrow. And then Jackson, Mississippi, a Torcon of 5. And the key hours here, 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. So there could even be a nighttime threat for you in places like Jackson. Now let's go to tomorrow night. Yes, Middle Tennessee, here we go. Nashville, that's you. Birmingham, down to Pensacola, and maybe extending as far east now as Atlanta. We're talking damaging winds, hail, and isolated tornado threat. Here's a look at your Torcons here. A 3, Mississippi, eastern Louisiana, and then southern Alabama. Mobile, that definitely will include you. And then we go just to all of Alabama, northwest Georgia, and then southern Tennessee, maybe a place like Chattanooga, that will include you, and a location like Rome, Georgia, that will include you. A 40% chance of tornadoes as we go through tomorrow night. So a nighttime risk is always deadlier. You're just not aware of the conditions. You're sleeping. Have a way to be alerted if severe weather comes your way at night. Let's go to Friday now. 3 days of the severe weather pushing eastbound, including Hampton Roads, down through all the Carolinas, then back now across, say, the I-10 corridor of Florida. Raleigh, Columbia, Tallahassee, and still New Orleans, we could be looking at a risk on Friday as well. So New Orleans, you've got a 3, your Torcon on Friday. Let's go over into Georgia now. South Georgia, southeastern South Carolina. We're talking the low country here. A Torcon of 3 for you, or a 30% chance of tornadoes. Southern Virginia, including the Piedmont here and the Tidewater area. A 3 is your Torcon. And then southeastern North Carolina, that could include a place like, say, Wilmington or Topsail Beach here. Heads up on that severe weather risk that does include tornadoes as we wrap up the work week. Obviously, we're tracking this very closely for you. We have a lot of our storm trackers that are out there this evening, including trackers that are in Oklahoma tonight, trackers across much of the Arklatex, and then up through the plains as well. On the radar, a lot of action out there in multiple areas where we actually have severe thunderstorm warnings right now. Kelly Williamson is actually in extreme northeast Texas right now. Storm tracker Charles Peak is up in northern Oklahoma. Kelly Williamson is tracking this tornado-warned storm right here. This is north of Longview, south of Greenville, east and south of Greenville. So this is south of I-30 here. This is a current radar look, and you can see a tornado that he's very near right now. We'll try to connect with Kelly this evening and keep you updated on what the conditions are that he's seeing. Notice now storms coming up through Arkansas, but it's back in behind now where a dry line gets very, very active. Charles Peak is in good position to witness this storm as it pushes off to the north and east. Obviously, you've got a large hail core in there, big anvil storm that's developed here. A severe thunderstorm warning for this storm that could come very near Copen and up toward Caney as well. Pawhuska just came past you. We'll have much more tonight on Weather Underground. We leave you with these live images near Pawhuska.
85% of men say eating right helps prepare them for a healthy future, but up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Men's Complete Multivitamin with vitamin D and magnesium to help support healthy blood pressure. One-A-Day.
This is the all-new 2016 Chevy Malibu.
Wow, that's nice.
Let's check it out. Do any of you have kids?
I do.
Yes.
This car has a feature built in called Teen Driver Technology, which lets parents see how their teens are driving.
Oh, that's smart.
It even mutes the radio until the seatbelt is fastened.
So keep track of how many boys get in the car. That could be useful.
This is ahead of what my Audi has for sure.
Wish my Beamer had that.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't even know that technology existed.
I'm not in the market for a car, but now I may be.
Stop. Put down that paintbrush and stop throwing things out because they're faded. What if I told you you could have a factory finish in minutes without ever painting? Hi, Bo Riles here for Rust-Oleum Recolor by Wipe New, the award-winning coating that's easier than paint. It wipes on in seconds. Faded blues become brilliant. Dull reds become vibrant. Every color becomes deep and luscious. And will stay that way because Recolor repels dirt, actually repels water, and adds UV protection. Advanced Wipe New technology works on any color, any finish, any hard surface. Now watch how wine stains the untreated side, but runs right off the Recolor side. Amazing! Watch closely as I treat this vinyl siding. The untreated area is immediately ruined by this permanent marker, but the recolor repels the marker and wipes right off. There's no guessing. It perfectly matches the original color because it is the original color. Just one wipe is all it takes.
It's fast, easy to use, and a little goes a long way.
So before you buy new lawn furniture, before you throw out that tired old mailbox or those ugly dull shutters, only Recolor will make things look brand new. Now that's a factory finish. Rust-Oleum Recolor brings new life to your home. Imagine, no prep work, no mess, no cleanup. Just a professional finish with no brush strokes. Rust-Oleum Recolor by White New is just $19.99 and you get everything you need. A bottle of Recolor, enough for 100 square feet. 3 microfiber applicator cloths, a sponge applicator, and a tiny one for hard-to-reach places. Plus, gloves to keep your hands clean. Call right now, and we'll include a 100% money-back guarantee. Plus, a special single $5 shipping and handling, no matter how many you order. Rust-Oleum Recolor by White New is just $19.99. Call now.
Call 1-800-850-1295.
It's spring. Time to cook out. No. Way out. It's time to get inspired, get advice, and get coolers. Because we gotta get cooking, catching, and oohing. And then do it all again next weekend. Cabela's Spring Great Outdoor Days, the biggest sale and event of the season. Get 25% off Cabela's 5-piece cast iron starter set. In-store and online now.
Every day you get to accept things as they are or take responsibility for changing them.
The people of Flint, Michigan, it's like we don't matter.
It's such a real issue that's right in front of us.
Climate, environment, science, technology. Let's have a conversation. And together, we can solve these things.
23.5 degrees, Tuesday nights at 11 on the Weather Channel.
What makes me a weather geek, the fact that I love the weather, especially when it's hit me in the side of the face.
I'm gonna ride this one out, guys.
Be one of the thousands of weather geeks out there at weloveweather.tv.
Welcome back to Weather Underground. We are tracking severe weather for you this evening. This is a live look at Pawhuska, Oklahoma. You're looking at a severe thunderstorm warned cell here. And what this is doing, moving away from the storm tracker that we're following here. This could have a risk of some pretty large hail within it. We're following this risk across multiple states this evening. We're checking back in with our storm trackers for the rest of the evening. For some of you, a tornado risk is definitely in the cards. The storms are firing up across many of our southern states. And for some of you, a Torcon number as high as 5 this evening. So what exactly does that mean? We're going to update you on all of that coming up here. And also another threat we'll be following is the flood threat that we've got here. That does include portions of Louisiana, portions of the deep south. Look at the heavy rain that we've got here across much of the south. A couple of severe thunderstorms, a couple of tornado warnings out there. One tornado warning I'm going to zoom down in on for you and give you the update here. This is very near Mount Pleasant, Texas, headed toward Texarkana. Bowie, Cass, and Morris counties right now under tornado warnings. That's until 5:45 this evening. We'll get a little bit closer. You can see a little tail end on that.